Fundamentals, phase 2, day 52. I went to the gym. It was good. I was going to go for a swim, but it was geriatric central. So even the fast lane had people going about as fast as me with 2 broken legs and 2 broken arms, even without my flippers. So I went and did an hour cycle on the stationary bike, just listening to a cool book called Skin in the Game by, is it Nicholas Taleb? Nick Taleb? Can't remember. Really good book. So I was just cruising, listening to that. Heart range 130 to 150. Because I'm just going to start trying and getting my blood pressure and heart rate lower now that I can't continue my progressive overload training whilst doing physio / biomechanic workshops. And then just as to not interfere with my upper body, I did some hangs, no chin-ups, just hanging, and put a 32 kilogram kettlebell around my waist and was just hanging, just really stretching my arms and upper back and my rib cage, which is what I had that myofascial release massage for yesterday. So just trying to continue that sort of upper body stretch, trying to balance out everything. If I was to actually do chin-ups, I would probably still be pulling up on one side more than the other and continuing to mess up my progress, which is sort of counterproductive when you are going and spend a lot of money on physiotherapy and biomechanic workshops. So just a lot of upper body stretch. I did some core planks, reverse hypers modified in my garage, and hyperflexions, but I don't do the repetition. I just pinch my butt and hold just a straight spine, not overextended or not slouching, just like you would be whilst at the top contraction there of a deadlift, pinching your butt forward. Because after having smashed my motorcycle, I've got some problems. It's basically anterior pelvic tilt as a result, which is usually the opposite when I normally have my butt usually, the old slouches inwards. So I'll be basically doing a lot of posterior chain workout stuff to make it so that my glutes are tighter, and so instead of my pelvis, basically tilting neutrally or back, it's tilting in. So I've got to rectify that. No problems there. Did really heavy hamstring curls, and then with a drop set at the end, I did leg press with a drop set at the end, 50, I think it was about 70%, and then doing the same amount of repetitions. And then a good old finisher for lactic acid production, or for that sort of pushing past that lactate threshold. At the end, very end of my workout, I went back to the leg press and did 70% of what I had loaded the machine with, and did 2.5 minutes for time to really get those legs burning, which is a good way to boost your testosterone and get some hypertrophy going in my legs, which is fine. So really for this next month or so before the next phase, I'll be doing mainly legs, I suppose, legs and core. Sadly, I know, letting the arms go to waste, but that's why I'm in this position now, from overtraining certain areas and not other areas, basically because I couldn't when I was injured, but now I'm making the most of it to really hammer some of the muscles that need some hammering, so to speak. I can back off the stretch now. Obviously I've had to stretch so much and so aggressively for so long, after speaking to a mate in Canada who was asking me if the 1-to-1 stretch / weight training was serious. It is serious for me, for somebody who's so inflexible due to recently, and generally, my shoulder and back posture's always been terrible from being a tall dude in a manlet world. but my anterior pelvic tilt has been something that's started to be, is more recent since my motorcycle injury. I digress. What was I banging on about? Doesn't really matter. But yeah, everything's still feeling fine despite finding out that I'm a bloodlet. Anti-Cayman. Still have the energy, still feel fine. Oh yeah, I was talking about flexibility. I won't have to do so much flexibility stuff once my overall posture and position has improved. So the rotation of my shoulders, which I was really going to get therapy for, got upsold to just doing everything, which is fine because I've never really done it since my injury because I hate these charlatans. But this dude doesn't seem like a charlatan. Actually, the 3 people that I went to get different assessments for were actually pretty good. Very knowledgeable, smart, and also like, don't really need the business. You can do this by yourself, and honest, instead of just trying to give me the first year physiology playbook from uni and trying to spout it off like they're experts, which is what you get a lot of these people for, giving you really dated and expensive information. I don't like that. I like people that acknowledge that a lot of the protocols given are outdated and are only certified with old techniques due to insurance reasons and whatnot. And when somebody acknowledges that this is the case and there is more new information that's come out, it usually shows that these people know the score. So that's cool. So I'll be working on that for the next month. Posture, basically my upper body, instead of being more upright, think of an oval, as he explained it, like an egg. The egg is tilted back. So as a result of my pelvis being tilted forward, I overcompensate by leaning my upper body back. So then my head will come down. By leaning back, it's putting more tension on my lower back than necessary. So when that comes up, it'll alleviate the pressure on my lower back, and the only reason I've been able to sustain it is because my core is really strong. Generally, well, my abs at least are really strong. As a result of being bedridden for a long time, my obliques have taken I've had a break basically, so that's causing a bit of a twist. So I'll be doing a lot of twisting exercises to make sure that my obliques are strong, to balance out my lower back and my abdominal muscles, which are very strong, so that's still fine. As a result of my anterior pelvic tilt, my running cadence is fine. Like you said, it's a testament to being strong and having trained as an athlete for so long, so I'm able to cheat it effectively. But by improving this, it just means I'll get a lot more performance out of my legs when I'm running, especially after the myofascial release and having all my individual muscles in muscle groups performing, I guess, sort of independently or in harmony, so to speak. So that will be exciting. As a result of my tilt, I've had tight hip flexors, which makes me swing my legs more than driving my legs, because all the muscles are kind of, think of it as like glued together. So that's exciting. That's what I'm working on first. So we break it down into different modules. As you can imagine, you can't just do it all at once. So we're starting with my feet, calves, quads and hams, and my hip flexors. And by doing that, I'll be able to run again instead of just cycling and swimming. And whilst I'm doing that and working on my cardiovascular strength, then I can do my upper body. And whilst doing my upper body, then that will prepare me to being able to do deadlifts and squats, and not bench press for a while, sadly, and just different permutations of push-ups that I can do between that whilst waiting. Sorry, this is a long video, but I needed to explain a little bit of this stuff, more for me than anyone else. Grip still going fine, flexibility, still doing my own personal myofascial release with the balls, if you really want to, with my balls, if you really want to stop getting problems with your wrists, forearms, tennis elbow and stuff. A lot of the time it is not only due to muscle imbalances because people don't work their forearm as much as their upper arm, but also you can do that myofascial release in between, just sort of where the bone and the muscle is. Really work on it with a golf ball is what I used to use, or a squash ball. It should really hurt. You should really do that. I can't stress that enough, because if you start getting problems in your elbow tendons, tendonitis, golfer's elbow and tennis elbow, whatever it's called, it can be a really big problem. So again, another video that I'll have to do to show you how to really work your forearm with a golf ball. Any boxer or wrestlers or climbers, I know Jesus for a fact does myofascial release as well. We've talked about it before. Jesus is a climber, believe it or not, all you silly Christians. So that is cool. Anyway, I think that's banged on enough for that for videos. Some information in there. The benefits of myofascial release, self-myofascial release techniques. Crackety crack. Joint mobility there, joint mobility there. Get into it, folks. That's it.